Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, dear MRCOG Part 3 Warrior. This is a new video from Warrior Team. Today, we're not gonna discuss a case scenario, but crucial moments in Part 3 exam that can determine whether you pass or struggle. If you had this exam before, so you probably know what I'm talking about. If this is gonna be your first attempt, then I hope this video will be one of the reasons to make it a successful one. As usual, let's not waste your time. Here is a quick idea about our exam. So, 14 stations. First are the structured discussion between 3 to 4 stations where you're gonna interact with the examiner and evaluated by the examiner. Next is the simulated patient task. You're going to interact with the actor who's going to play either as a patient or a junior colleague, and you're gonna be evaluated by an examiner. And last but not the least, actually the most important station in your exam are the simulated patient task with the lay examiner. Here you're gonna interact with an actor and you're going to be evaluated twice by the examiner and the lay examiner in at least 2 domains, which are the patient safety and the communication with the patient. Speaking about domains, candidate will be assessed in context of 5 domains. First and the most important is the patient safety. Then the second important domain is the communication with the patient. Then communication with colleague, information gathering, and at the end is the applied clinical knowledge. Mastering the domains and scoring efficiently is a skill. While it's beyond the scope of this video, Warrior Team provides essential strategy to help you succeed in this. Now let's imagine these stations. They are 14 stations. Each candidate will start with one station and will end his exam with the previous one. So, for example, a candidate who will start in station number 6, his or her last station will be station number 5. Each station will be for 12 minutes, 2 minutes outside the cubicle and 10 minutes inside the cubicle. You will be provided with a pencil and few blank sheets of paper to use during your exam. They are precious and we're going to talk about them in a moment. All right. So now in the 2 minutes you have to spend outside the cubicle with your case notes, then a bell will ring and you will be allowed to start communicating with the role player or the examiner for 10 minutes. So 10 minutes outside and then, 2 minutes outside, 10 minutes inside, and then the bell ring. And then you have to go outside the cubicle to the next station where 2 minutes outside, 10 minutes inside, and so on. So as you can see, stations are running back to back and your saving moments are these 2 preparatory minutes, which are our subject today. Most of us used to call these 2 minutes as the 2 minutes reading time. Well, I'm here to encourage you to adopt the concept of 2 minutes preparatory time. As previously mentioned, these 2 minutes can play a major role in your exam and can be one of the reasons for you to pass this exam from your first attempt, as I did. The 2 minutes are 120 seconds. Now, our goal to use them for proper preparation to prevent poor performance in your next 10 minutes. Let's see how we're gonna divide these 120 seconds. Now imagine the bell is ringing and you are leaving a station. So 10 seconds to move outside the cubicle together with your sheets and pencil. Fast reading with 40 seconds, followed by 60 seconds to plan for your station and 10 seconds for an impressive start with a smile. So you will enter your cubicle with a smile. Of course, the degree of smile is going to be adjusted according to the theme of your station. And you will have only few stations where a smile may be inappropriate, but most of the station, your smile and direct eye contact is with the patient will build a rapport with whomever in the cubicle, and your smile is really would be very helpful. Now, let's go step by step. As you move from one station to the next, please fold the draft paper behind your notepad along with everything from that station, leaving it completely behind. So whatever your performance was, either exceptional performance, if you faced a mental block or you're not sure about your performance, please just let it go. This habit is very important. It will maintain your focus and will give you a fresh start for your new station, adopting it as a new chance. And training yourself to let go of previous station is not easy. But you can reinforce this through attending multiple mock exams. And even during preparation, consider asking your mentor or your study partner to conduct mini mocks every 2 to 3 modules, and even can introduce unexpected stations to challenge you. Developing this skill will enhance your adaptability, and joining Warrior Plus group can provide support in mastering this approach. Next is the 40 seconds for fast reading. Sometimes it's easy, as in this case, where you will find 2 papers with results of some blood tests and ultrasound reports. So now let's look at real exam scenarios, where case note can be more detailed with up to 5 to 6 reports. Please do not panic. No one can read the whole 6 sheets completely, even if he or she will utilize the whole 2 minutes. What we need to do is first to read the scenario, where you will know which clinic you are in. This is important, and especially in some cases that may have an overlapping concern. Like, for example, the patient who has a premature ovarian insufficiency. You may meet her in the subfertility clinic, where you will discuss oocyte donation, IVF, adoption in detail, and just touch the point of HRT and refer her to the menopausal clinic. Now, you can meet the same patient in the gynecology clinic, where basically you will discuss the HRT in detail and mention the referral to the subfertility clinic, and just touch the options of subfertility management as titles. Of course, in both clinic, it will be a breaking bad news station, and investigation regarding the possible causes will be discussed. So anyway, again, we're not here to discuss specific cases, just trying to give you an example to let you know that orientation regarding the clinic is very important to guide your discussion. So now, next in the scenario, mostly you will be provided by the patient name and age is again an important point. And an example of this is a patient who is a teenager. Then you will need to maintain some safety point for her, and some clinical governance concern has to be in your mind, all right? Okay, let's move forward. So the clinic, the name and age of the patient. Next is this, the main scenario. Mostly you will be provided with the main complaint, and here you will have some differential diagnosis in your mind. Sometimes you will have straightforward diagnosis, and then by the end, your task is going to be written for you. Okay, now coming to the reports. When you have multiple reports, you need to check the title of the report, name and age of the patient, and the conclusion one by one. Okay, so let's apply this here in this case note. So first, the case scenario. So I'm in the oncology clinic. I'm gonna meet Miss Angelina Spencer, 55 years, all right? The patient is here to discuss about multidisciplinary team opinion after doing multiple investigation for postmenopausal bleeding. Now, my task is explanation and outline management plan, address the patient concern. Coming to the reports, title transvaginal ultrasound reports, name and age confirmed, and the conclusion is marked increase in the endometrial thickness and heterogeneous ovarian mass in the left ovary. Next is the hysteroscopy report, name and age confirmed, and well, here the conclusion and the impression is not clear. Of course, in the exam you will have it. All right, histopathological examination report, name and age, and the conclusion finding are is endometrial hyperplasia with atipia. Here is the multidisciplinary team case review. Again, you will find the name, age, and the recommendation, which is having more investigation, further investigation in terms of MRI, hormonal profile, and CA125. Okay. Now, let's use our sheets of paper. This is how I used to do in each submitted patient task case during my study. So I used to be very fast doing it during my exam. I fixed the place of each information, so with one look, I can know the location of the required information that I'm searching for. Here at the top is the patient name and age, next the clinic, and the theme of the patient, of the station, I'm sorry. Okay, sometimes I will need to write just below or next to the theme. If at all I need to do an apology, if my clinic is running late or my consultant is away or absent, all right? Here I will write the main positive finding of the case scenario, like here the patient, if I have a straightforward diagnosis or if I have a specific task. Here, only the title of what I need to do in the history of present illness, only title, all right? And usually it's 2 or 3 topics that I need to discuss. This part is for the medical, surgical, family history. Here is the menstrual history, sexual history, contraception and HRT, and obstetric history. All right. Of course, here I'm not gonna write medical, surgical, or family, only the letter M, S, F, P, sexual, H, and O. This part is very important. These are the questions that are related to the patient safety. And I used to remind myself by the letters A, B, B, C, 3S and M. So A for allergy, B body mass index, B for blood, either group and transfusion concern, C for cervical screening or the HPV vaccination, of course, according to the patient age, 25 and above, I'm going to ask about cervical screening. Below, I'm going to ask about the vaccination. Now, smoking, alcohol, and recreational drug, social and safety and support is very important, and mental health. All right. The part of the P's is for explanation and plan of management. And remember, if at all this case needs a multidisciplinary team, please write it clear in the plan MDT and put a circle around so you will not miss this very important part. Patient information leaflet, again, a very important safety point and a point for communication with the patient. Appointments to be arranged and referral, and writing back to any of my colleagues if at all it is necessary. Okay, again, I'm not going, I need you to know that you do not need to write it in this way. You are going just to write the letters. Okay? So let's try to apply our template on this case note. So here is the name of my patient and her age. My patient is here because of postmenopausal bleeding. Her investigation showed endometrial hyperplasia with atypia and ovarian cyst, and she has a multidisciplinary team letter to discuss. Now, for the history of present illness, the main topic that I need to discuss is to do analysis about the bleeding and to ask her about signs and symptoms of cancer. So I'm going just to write bleeding and cancer. Here, I'm going to write only the letters, all right? And for the explanation, it's the result of the histopathology and the ultrasound. I'm going to explain the plan according to the multidisciplinary team. And I'm going to plan for her blood test and scan. I'm going to give her patient information leaflet, and I'm going to arrange appointment with a counselor, of course, and the consultant. And I'm going to write back to the multidisciplinary team. So this is how I'm going to write, or I'm going to plan for my station outside the cubicle. Now, this is a proof that the template is applicable. This is the handwriting version of my template. So this side is before, outside the cubicle, before entering the cubicle, and this side is how the template has been filled at the end of my station. Right? So this is exactly as the slide before we discussed. And here, after discussing with my patient, so I did discuss the cancer point and the bleeding point. The patient turned to have bronchial asthma and family history for cancer ovary. Her mom, her body mass index was 32, and she was living alone, so she has no support, right? And as I asked about the allergy, the blood group, and any concern regarding blood transfusion, cervical screening, so I ticked. So if at all I forgot to ask any of these questions, by the end of my station, I can ask the patient about whatever I missed, or I can discuss with the patient whatever I missed. So what I used to do, and I encourage you to do so, that while I'm training or I'm practicing to do each station, I used to do it in 9 minutes. And by the end of this station, I used to ask the patient if she has any other concern. At the same time, I will have just a quick look on my template. So if at all there is one positive finding that I already document in my template and I was not able, or I forgot to discuss with the patient, so I will have enough time to discuss, like For example, if the patient has Rh negative blood group and this is an antenatal case and I forgot to discuss with her, I will have time to do so. If the patient needs social worker to be involved in her case, I will have time to inform her that the social worker are going to be involved in her case, right? And so on. So only during the discussion, I'm going to write the positive finding. I'm going to put a circle around or a line below, okay? And this is going to guide me during my discussion with my patient. All right, I hope I made myself clear after this example. So I do encourage you to start adopting this template and start practicing this now and continue until your exam so that you will be fast doing it and it will be very helpful to help you to pass this exam from your first attempt as I did. So now it's your turn. I'd love for you to pause the video. Take a moment to read through this scenario and apply the template to organize your approach. You can then send it my way. You can reach me via Telegram using the number in the next slide or simply drop your work in the comment below. To make it even more exciting, if you submit a recorded performance of this case or the first one that we've discussed within a week, you will receive a detailed domain-wise feedback within 48 hours as a special gift from the Warrior team. I truly hope this video helps you refine your preparation strategy. Remember, the Warrior team is always here to guide and support you through your journey. Your success is our mission, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on this content. Let me know your feedback and suggestion for further videos. I'm excited to create more valuable resources for you. If you're looking for a supportive learning environment with structured practice and personalized guidance, the Warrior Group could be a great way to enhance your preparation. Thank you for your time and best of luck with your practice. You've got this.